to buy an old building on the other end of town, an old warehouse where it was empty for 2 years, but during the World War II, they had made trenching tool turned handles out of maple, and then it became the local newspaper was printed there. So we had 10 students tuitioned to work on the building from the high school, and that money really helped support us to renovate the buildings into a pottery, stained glass, and wood shop. Phil Gludenschwager, and a 16-year-old student, did that window down there, and this continuum of the students during the school year, keeping them on track and focused with pottery and crafts, and also just the renovation of the building. But then in the summer, the kids would just go crazy again. So the Department of Labor worked with us, and those 10 students were hired for 8 weeks in the summer in that continuum of school to work, and also the carrot of money helps a lot. And so these least likely kids you would think of as artists and craftspeople, but it really gave them something tangible to look at. I mean, can you imagine waking up or seeing it every day, or having your cereal in a bowl that you made in the pottery studio, or a table that you had made, and some of the students, very low income, building a bathroom door, very basic things. So since that kind of model worked very well, this house here, which was a summer home from 1887, he was one of the first philanthropists for Randolph. He endowed the local library in 1903 and built the golf course. But in the 50s it became a nursing home. They added all these wings, and it was so bad the state closed it down in around 1998, around the same time as the other building. And it was empty for 2 years, frozen pipes, and just a mess. The aroma was unbelievable. So with those same students, we shifted up here, and since 2001, this has been a work in progress, and it's been daunting, to say the least. But in 2009, with some Obama stimulus money, we had 20 students working here, doing working with tradespeople and just helping to make this building work. The Vermont Weavers Guild has been here since around 6 or 7 years. And what's great about the crafts of Phil teaching 16-year-old students, at-risk youth, is him sharing his work and craft with the student, and the joy he gets. It's twofold. And then the weavers, the local weavers, have been weaving with the women from the Orange County Parent-Child Center, and they have a space here. Safe Art has a space here. Dave Hurwitz came up from Penland School for Crafts. He has an art studio, and he lives 2 doors down the street here. So this creative, which is what has been mentioned, is just so wonderful. It's not art, it's just being creative. And I think Steve Jobs, it's not knowing IT and computers, it's thinking outside the box. And when you open yourself up, you just, it's unlimited what you can create. So, so we have Department of Labor, we have artists, we have community dinners, we working with the local food shelf. Phil designed these walking cans of food and things for a walkathon this weekend, and you have chefs from Necky and local from Gifford creating meals here with students. And the vocational high school has a culinary program. Those kids come here and cook lunch for the community. We have free community lunches, we have community dinners. So, and part of the model, we're all volunteers here. Like I said, I'm a woodworker. I've been slowly getting back into that, but kind of the model is kind of like a monastery. You have a product, you have things you sell. So we have scones or textiles. I mean, that's how Penland School started in the 20s, as rural economic development of making fabric to be sold. So the artists, we started this Green Mountain Creative Collective on the about 80 artists, and they have the walls to use as their showcase, and we get 25% commission. Oh, I'm sorry. But that's the way to start, and we want to be self-sustaining and not to keep relying on grants. So that's kind of a general picture. Any questions or thoughts or anything?
What's the Safe Art?
Safe Art is a group out of Chelsea. It's Tracy Penfield works with youth at risk, and they have a nice website, and they meet once a week here, and they just do art therapy.
Does the state know that you're doing this? I mean, is the state aware of, you know, are they helping you with other school systems, perhaps, to, you know, direct at-risk students here?
Well, one of the, from that, there are, I think, 10 or 12 mental health districts in the state, and the local one for this area is the Clara Martin Center, and they actually rent from us now for their youth in transition. So we've gone from our own model with at-risk youth to working more with these other groups, and that adds revenue to us as well. And because we're volunteers, they have their paid staff that do a lot of the work. But the Department of Labor, all these groups are because of what we've done as an organization, and that model appeals to like the Clara Martin Center and other groups around the state. So that's why those groups, we want to be a catalyst to bring people together. I think that's the main thing. And just like, you know, you want to have a studio in a little farm up in 100 acres, but when you have the collaboration of all these different crafts people here, I think that's what's really wonderful. Like I said, a lot of the weavers would never have woven with women from the Parent-Child Center unless they were here. In the same way with at-risk youth. I think that's because of this house.